a song that is. Thank you. It's true. If I've never told you how I feel about you, I'm telling you now. You guys did my whole message, Charlie and Kathleen. I'm sorry. There's not much else to say after that, but there's a lot to celebrate. Now that we know, we can celebrate. We can celebrate. We're celebrating that that's all true. Something that's true rings true in everyone's heart. And it rings true in your heart in a different way, but it rings true. You resonate with it in your own way. But truth is true, and nothing else is true. And it's always true. That's why in Unity we like to look at God as principle, universal, and unfailing, and immutable, and eternal, and infinite principle. Something that we can never completely understand with our human understanding. But we are told that we will be given a peace that surpasses all understanding. And that's the peace that I want to talk to you about today. Who here wants peace? Who here wants personal inner peace? And who wants world peace? Who wants a beautiful, peaceful world for your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren? Bruce.
Yes.
I told him I was going to pick on him if he sat in the front row. Almost everybody does. Everyone here wants peace, wants the victory, right? Of that, yeah, victory. We're living in the victory of the demonstration of that peace within us, and it's being demonstrated in our world. And of course, the opposite effect is what we tend to fixate on. We tend to focus on. But you know, it's a very, very tiny part of what you call reality. It's a very small part of what's going on in the world. And in fact, if you didn't have all these satellites and television cameras bringing it into your house through television, most of you would ignore it completely, because it's not part of your world and your consciousness. Now ask yourself this question. If I want peace in the world, what am I doing today, this day, to bring that peace in this world? Good for you. All right. She's giving out love. Great. That's what she's doing. And that's what hopefully we're all doing. What am I thinking and feeling right now? It's very important, because what I am seeing, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling on the inside is what I'm projecting on the outside. That's why it's so important for me to find my true divine nature. And it's so important to bring it out into my world, to celebrate with you together. This is the most important day of my week, because we can celebrate together our divine nature. Something that some people aren't even willing to talk about or acknowledge. Some of your relatives might think you're kind of crazy talking about your divine nature, your perfection, that you are a holy, loving child of a loving God. And that's what reality is. But that's not crazy. It's crazy if you don't focus on that. When everything seems to be upside down and backwards, and the world appears more unconscious than ever before, we still have the power of choice. We have the power to turn our minds towards the truth. We have the power over what we think and see and feel, and what we demonstrate, what we project onto the world. And we have to be a demonstration of that, or we'll be doing the opposite. We'll be demonstrating judgment and fear. Making a choice to remember who we really are is so easy when we're in prayer and meditation. We're in our groups on Wednesday and Thursday night. When we come to a nice workshop or a beautiful concert, and we're at home and everything's safe and cozy. And boy, being in peace is so easy. Finding the truth of who I am is just a walk in the park. But as soon as something happens that upsets my world, it seems to disappear. Where did that peace go? I'm going to look all over. There, where's the peace? It must be in here. I don't know. And then we look and we search outside of ourselves for that peace, and that's where it can't be found. It's impossible to find it there. The promise of the Scripture is your mind will be in perfect peace when your thoughts are focused there. Think about that for a moment. Your mind. It actually says, He will keep you in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee. So He, who is He? Right? The Spirit of God within you. Focused where? On the Spirit of God within you. On the truth. Your mind will be kept in perfect peace by that same Spirit that is that peace. Isn't that amazing? So when our minds are focused on universal truth and the law of Spirit, then we find once again our divine nature. And now we have real cause to celebrate, because we have found our divine nature again, not just as a concept, but as an experience. And I love it because you can choose to do it anywhere at any time. We watched a beautiful movie Friday night, Dharma Brothers, and it was about men in a maximum security prison who undertook a 10-day Vipassana retreat within the prison. And they learned how to meditate, they learned how to be in silence, and they learned how to gain freedom. Even though they were locked up, they learned how to gain freedom within their own minds. It's amazing because it reminded me how often I can lock myself up with ideas about this world and ideas about the people in my world. And I become a prisoner to my own thoughts. No more. Let those thoughts go and allow something new to happen. When outside events seem to threaten your peace of mind, you can always turn somewhere for your peace. Where do we turn? Within. Thank you. You're on fire today. We're turning within. Exactly. I have your line written here, actually. We turn within. And we're turning within to that ever-present Spirit of a living God in us. And perhaps you're afraid to look within. Even these prisoners who had nowhere to go were afraid to look within. They were afraid to go within. They were less afraid of the violence, the physical violence in the prison, than they were of their own mind, of their own thoughts, and their own emotions. But once we look within, once we give ourselves the time to do that, oh my goodness, freedom is right around the corner. And I know that we have to remember certain things, that when we lose our peace, we seem to lose it. It's still there. It didn't go anywhere. We're in the Bible, it's told, Jesus was asked, how will I know when I've got the kingdom of heaven? They want to know conceptually, how will I know when I have the experience? And he says, look, the kingdom of heaven cannot be found through observation. It's impossible. You can't do it that way. You cannot manipulate the Spirit to show up the way you want. You're going to look over here, you can't find it. You can't find it by looking over there. You cannot find it in that way. You have to look within, for the kingdom of God is within you. And I find it very curious that we have so many religious practices that are talking about a God out there and a heaven out there, when in the Bible it specifically states where the kingdom of heaven is. Within you. Well, that's too difficult. I'm not going to look within there. I'm going to make up a story, and that'll be heaven. And how could that ever possibly show us what heaven really is? So it's within your own consciousness, and it's there we find our true nature. It's there we find our divine nature, and it's there we celebrate our divine nature. Why? Because the nature of consciousness itself is all-inclusive. That's a quote from Reverend Tony. You can put that down on the internet, whatever. It wasn't Rumi, it was Tony. The nature of consciousness is all-inclusive. If I leave anything or anyone outside the realm of my conscious awareness, of my love, then I'm leaving out a part of myself, and I can't know myself. I won't know my divine nature, because the nature of consciousness is all-inclusive. When we start to reject certain ideas and manifestations, we actually are making them more solid. We make it real. We're making it more solid. As soon as you reject someone, he gets elected. Oh, sorry. I didn't vote for him. Yes, you did. You voted for him by the rejection of it in your mind. No, all inclusive. Included. That's why you're scared to go within, because you're going to find that which you don't like in there. That's where it resides. Whenever I'm really upset and angry at something or someone, they're showing me a part of myself that is unhealed, that needs to be healed. That was in the meditation. That's why I said you guys already did my message. World peace will only come about through owning everything that I see out there as a projection of my mind and allowing it to be healed. And in that way, I demonstrate something else. Instead of resisting it, what you resist persists, right? If I don't want it to persist, I cannot resist. Jesus said, resist not evil. But look within to find that in me that can heal, extend light to that part of my mind. It's an amazing thing. It's all vibrations, my friend. It's all vibrations. You bet. I send love and I pray and I acknowledge everyone as my brother and sister, no matter what they're manifesting, because manifestations and ideas change. They change all the time. Don't lock it into a solid place in your mind. Let it go. Set it free. And when you do, you set yourself free. I love it because our true divine nature is spiritual nature. It's illuminate mind and heart, beating and dancing to the rhythm of love and life itself. And I want to see everyone in that place. I cannot hold them to a judgment that I have put in a box. Oh, that's who they are. And we do. We put it in a box and we put it on the TV. That's the box that we watch. And so those are our views. Those are our judgments. Those are our fixed position on things. Well, come on, the world is changing all the time. That's not even real. It's a box, you can turn it off. You can turn it off at any time. You ever see the movie Wag the Dog? Right? He says, it's true, I saw it on TV. He said, that never happened. He says, I saw it on TV. So it happened. In the mind, okay, so this is a good illustration of what we do all the time, every day as human beings. In the mind, we say, I see it out there, it must be true. Turn around, it's all different right now. What I just was looking at is not the same in this moment. It's always changing. What's he doing with the microphone? It's always moving. It's always changing. Nothing is stagnant in the universe. Don't fix your mind on the past. That's a real important spiritual direction. Because the past is an illusion. All time is going on right now. That's why life is eternal. That's why you cannot really die. It's why you just expand your consciousness. It never contracts. You think, whoa, we're contracting. We're more unconscious. No, we see the unconsciousness because we are becoming conscious. But guess who that was just a moment ago? That was me being unconscious. That was me in judgment. That was me attempting to manipulate and manifest what I want in the world. That was me taking advantage of the planet and other people. That was just a moment ago. That was me. That was you. I just didn't know. Nobody told me who I really was. Nobody told me I was divine and perfect and free. Well, if I've never told you how I feel about you, I'm telling you now. I think you are the most beautiful and amazing creation of a beautiful and amazing universe. And I say it all the time, that you have a gift. You are a gift from God to this world. That you have a special gift to give to this world. And I just want to encourage you and inspire you to give it, to be it. I know we can do it together, but at its essence, it has to begin in your mind. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, which are called spiritual centers of living now, has a famous quote that says, "Where your attention goes, the energy flows." Where your attention of your mind is, that's where the energy is going to go in your life. Where are you placing your attention? What kind of energy is flowing from you? It's very, very important to always stay aware of that. Because when your energy is flowing and you're at peace, your world will also be at peace. And as Kathleen so eloquently expressed, that's going to be world peace. That is the first peace. And to really allow for that transformation of ourselves, we have to actively pursue the gifts of the Spirit. We have to focus our attention there. We have to focus our attention on what we know to be the truth of who we are. And that's how it becomes manifest. Not by manipulating and forcing things, but allowing that flow of our attention just to go there. Peaceful flow of attention. The next step in this path is to put your feet where your faith is. If you say you have faith in the things of Spirit, put your feet there. Do something about it. Come to class. Invite friends to be with it. We got a lot of empty chairs. We got a lot of room for more people, right? We have a lot of room in our hearts to share more and more of this message. There is nothing so needed in the world than the elevation of our consciousness, as Matt Jones said last week. The final step in expressing yourself in the world and extending your victory to others is elevating your consciousness, is to continue to allow for something new to happen. Don't get stuck in your old ways. Another thing, he quoted from the New Testament, James 2:17, "Faith without works is dead." We say that we have faith, but then we go about our daily living in fear. We follow our own limiting thoughts instead of putting our focus on the power of God in us. We say we believe in the power of prayer, but when's the last time you called your prayer partner? We say we believe in miracles, but when's the last time you worked one? Now you have to put feet to your faith. You have to put your feet where your faith is. That's a Tony quote that's still in progress. I'm a work in progress. Put your feet where your faith is. When you're living the truth, your truth, and demonstrating the power of your own divine mind, then you truly have cause to celebrate. You discover a happiness and a joy that no one and nothing is ever going to take from you. Why? Because it's your own experience. No one can take away your discovery of God itself. No one can take that from you. To celebrate is to demonstrate. It's to live in an environment of spirit. Invite all the reflections of humankind to join you there. As Matt said last week, I am too blessed to be stressed. It doesn't matter what's going on. Yesterday my back went out. out to the point where you're lying on the floor and you can't get up. No, it's great. It's great because it gives me an excuse to do nothing. I can't do anything. I can't sit at the computer. It was amazing. I loved it. I was laughing. And you can't move. It's so fun. It hurts so much sometimes you have to laugh. You just laugh. Yeah, that's funny too. It makes me laugh even more. Yeah, and then it makes you laugh even more when that happens. But the good thing about that is I'm still there in the environment of my own peace. It doesn't matter what's going on. And in fact, it accelerated the healing very rapidly because I didn't beat myself up for not doing what I thought I needed to do all day. When's the last time you just did nothing for a whole day? Just no calls, no computer, no television, no internet. No, don't do any of that stuff. And pretty soon, like it takes a while, but pretty soon your mind stops thinking about work, about things you have to do, about people you have to call. You stop thinking about deadlines. I have a lot of deadlines for the Unity Ministry classes. And pretty soon, like the calendar, that's my life, like what's happening on that calendar today, gone. It's gone. So how can we do that? This is the last thing, I'm going to wrap it up here. How can we do that, be in peace, in the midst of all the other things that we want to do, that we tell ourselves we have to do, but we really want to do to bring about this joyful, fulfilled life? Because if we're doing stuff because we think we have to do it, it's not going to be fun anymore. Even music and ministry, which are two of the most fun things in the whole world, become a job. They don't become fun anymore. Oh boy, I have to come up with new music. Oh my God. But isn't it fun? Isn't it? It's awesome. It's awesome. But if I had to do it, I'd be like, Jack, play the old stuff, okay? It's a lot easier. They know the old stuff. It's going to be so much easier. We won't have to look up new music. It's like not like that at all. Jack's found a song that is so hard to sing that we're going to sing it for you next week. At least they will. I'll fake it. We're all going to sing it. You guys are going to sing it too. So get ready for the new music that's coming. And get ready for the new you that's coming. All we need to do every moment of every day is to focus all of our attention on our blessings. On our blessings and nothing else. Think of everything you feel blessed for every day. Then you'll be so excited to go to work. You'll be so excited to meet your family. You'll be so excited for everything that occurs. Every opportunity. You will see everything as an opportunity and not an obstacle. You won't even have to turn the obstacles into opportunities because there won't be an obstacle to you because nothing can oppose the power of God in you. It's impossible. You have so much to be grateful for. Remember just to be kind, to love and appreciate one another, and give abundantly because you always receive all that the universe is offering you. If we place our focus there, we will always have cause to celebrate, my friends. We celebrate the truth of our divine nature always and in all ways. So infinite blessings to you. I love you with all my heart. Amen.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass. And visit us online at www.unityoncapecod.org.